Hey, Dumelang Sanbonani. Hello, welcome once again to another YouTube video with me, your host, Mathics Mahlangu. Now, we are continuing on with our chakra series. Today we are looking at chakra number 4, which is the heart chakra. Now, don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel and press that notification button so that you can get notifications of videos in future when I post them. You don't have to wait for me to announce them on Twitter or on other social media platforms. So if you press that notification button, you're going to know automatically. So now, without wasting any time, let's get into the heart space. Let's get into the sacred, into the most holy part. Let's get into the Christ consciousness. Because most people think that Christ consciousness is actually something that has to do with the crown and the third eye, which it is, but mostly Christ consciousness lies within the heart, because unlike the brain, there's no two hemispheres. The heart is not divided, it is one. Hence, this is the chakra that deals with understanding oneness. This is the chakra of love. This is the chakra of connectivity to yourself, to the universe, and everything within you and outside of yourself. Now, the heart chakra, we spoke about the root chakra, first of all, that it develops from the ages of 0 to 7. The sacral develops from 7 to 14. The solar from 14 to 21. Now, the heart chakra develops at the ages of 21 to 28. Now, when you reach the age of 21, there is something basically happens to the soul where the entity begins to gravitate to what it is that they feel that they are here to do. So your purpose in life comes in at the point of your heart chakra, after you've established who you think you are on a willpower. So now this is who you are when it comes to everyone and everything. What are you here to do? What are you here to add to the collective? So now these are the ages of 21 to 28. This deals with love. It deals with abundance. It deals with connectivity. The color of the heart chakra, this wheel, it's green in color, and green is that color. Green is the color of abundance. If you look at the earth, it's green all over. It's just the color of the earth. So now this particular chakra deals with love, it deals with abundance, it deals with connectivity, and it can get blocked by emotions of grief, emotions of hatefulness, anger. Those type of emotions are what block the heart chakra from opening. Now, understand also that anger, there's righteous anger, but then there's just this anger that is unrighteous. You can be angry for a good cause, young mama. It's not always that anger is bad. In fact, all emotions have their function. It's just that the lower ones are misused and we don't understand them for what they are. We can't be able to transmute them and understand their higher aspect, because every negative has a positive aspect to it. That's why they call them virtues. You turn the vices into virtues. You turn the negative side and then you bring out the positive side of what these chakras are. So now, anger, grief are things that block this heart chakra. So here, you need to let go. You need to let go. You need to forgive. Someone who has a blocked heart chakra has a hard time forgiving. They have a hard time forgiving themselves. They hold on to things. Their heart is heavy. Their heart is heavy. And this is the point that causes you to actually reincarnate. This is the middle chakra. It is halfway between the upper chakras and the lower chakras. This chakra represents Jesus. For the element of the heart chakra is what? It's air. It's air. And who is Jesus? Jesus is known as Yeshua. That was the original name of Jesus, which is Yeshua, which is taken from the ancient Egyptian god known as Shu. Now, Shu is the god of air or breath. Shoo. Hence, when you shoo away an animal, or when you want to chase away something, what do you say? You say shoo, shoo, shoo. So subconsciously, you are calling on the god of air to shoo away something. Even when you sneeze, you say shoo. So these are subconscious things that you do without you even knowing what you are doing. But the ancients knew about this. So Jesus represents that. He represents the heart. That's why whenever you see pictures of Jesus, he's pointing at the heart, and the heart is flaming, which means that you must ignite the heart chakra. It must burn. It must burn with the passion of the Christ. Hence, he's always pointing at the heart, and it's flaming. This is the breath. The breath comes from here. Hence, Hence he says that I am the way, the truth, and the life. He is the breath. When you breathe, during the inhalation and exhalation, when it comes to deep breathing, there is a particular chemical called DMT also that is found within your pineal gland, but it is also found in your lungs. So your lungs are very big, and the reeds in the lungs are represented also in certain parabolic. I don't know if that's such a word, if there's such a word. There's certain parable stories that talk about this place. The garden. This is the garden right here where the reeds are. If you look at trees and their structure, it looks the same way as your lungs. I think they call them the bronchioles. It looks the same way. So Jesus represents the breath. He is the way, the truth, and the life, because through the breath can you now access the higher brain. Well, you need to tap into the breath. This is how you assist the Kundalini energy from going up, by taking deep conscious breaths and not breathing in so shallow. So Jesus is who is Yeshua, which is Shu, which is also who Heru, which is the god of the sky. Who the sky, the sun god, flies high in the sky. The sky is what? It's air element. So the air is also what is known as the spirit, or espirito in Greek and in ancient languages. It's called espirito. That's the breath. So you are the spirit. You are the breath of life. They say that God breathed into the nostrils of man, and man became a living soul. So you enter life via the inhalation, and you exit life via the exhalation. The breath is what carries you. When you are born, you inhale when they spank you, and then you open your lungs, and then you breathe. You are alive. And then when you die, there is an exhalation of the breath. So Jesus is the breath. Also in Egypt in ancient time, there was a deity known as Tahuti, or Hermes. Now Hermes represents thoughts. That's why he's called Thor. Thoughts. He is Hermes. He is Thor. So he was originally known as Tahuti. Later on became Hermes Trismegistus, and then later on, as different cultures conquered Egypt and gained the access to these stories, later on he became Thor, or Thoth, which means thoughts. So he is represented by the ibis bird, that bird with the long beak, because he's also the scribe. The scribe are thoughts. You write what you think. So he was the scribe of the gods. So he represents thoughts. That's why when you died in ancient time, they would measure your heart against the feather of Tahuti. So your heart was represented by Ma'at, which is the feminine aspect of who Tahuti is, or the consort of Tahuti. So they would put your heart against the feather. And if your heart was heavier than the feather, then you would have to reincarnate, because that would mean that you still have certain links, or you still have things that are tying you to the earth, and so you cannot reach escape velocity. You reincarnate. But if your heart was lighter than the feather, it means that you are not attached to this world. There's nothing holding you down. Your heart was not heavy. But if your heart is heavy with anger, with grief, with unforgiveness, it's heavy, and then you cannot access the higher realms. Your energy cannot vibrate past the four elements, because the four elements end at the heart chakra. It's earth, it's water, it's fire, it's earth. These are the four elements that make up the physical world. These are the four horsemen that they speak about in the book of Revelation that will come at the end. So you must conquer the four lower chakras, although you must conquer the lower chakras from the heart, including the heart, and then you can access the higher chakras, which are the ones that escape, or the ones that transcend death. So these are realms, and then the physical realm starts at the heart, at the air, and then fire, and then water, and then earth. So this is a very deep science. So Jesus is Yeshua, which is Shu, which is Tahuti. So now this teaches you that you need to access the higher portions of your mind through the breath. I am the way, the truth, and the life. The breath is the way, the spirit, the espirito. Your soul, your spirit is carried in through the breath. When you breathe, it connects. When you breathe, you are taking in cosmic photons and cosmic information through the breath. This is your most primary source of sustenance. Before food, before water, before all of these things. First of all, understand that you can go 4 weeks, 40 days or so without food. You can go 2 weeks without water, but try and last 2 to 5 minutes without breath. You can't, you will die. So this shows you which one is more important, but which one do we focus less on? Because we do it every day. We think that no, it's just there, but there's a deeper science behind breath. The breath is the life. The breath, you are the breath of life. God breathed into your nostrils. So through the breath also you can access that very same being, that very same creator that breathed into these very lungs through the nostrils. So the breath, this is really important. All of this is represented by what? By the heart chakra. By the heart chakra. So now how do you connect with the heart chakra? Be out, connect with nature. Be out, eat the greens, be out, use color therapy, green crystals. Practice, forgive yourself, practice forgiveness, practice. You need to apologize to yourself for all the things that you've done. Most people, they cannot even say sorry to other people because they still haven't forgiven themselves. So the first person, the first entity that you need to forgive in order to heal your heart chakra is you. And only then can you find your way to the Father. Only way, that's the only way that you can access this place. If you do not escape this, you will always be trapped in the cycles of reincarnation. You will always come back here until you learn. But if you never learn, you keep recycling back here, and that's what they call hell, which is represented by the snake biting his own tail, which is what they call the Ouroboros. So the snake keeps on biting its own tail. This happens at the heart space, like when you keep reincarnating into the material world and you cannot escape back into the higher realms, which once you came from, you see. So that's it for the heart chakra in a nutshell. Peace, love and light to you all, family. I hope you are learning from these videos. I hope that you are growing. Do your research also. Don't just take everything that I say because, like maybe I articulate it well or something like that. You need to do this research. First of all, this research exists inside of you, but also do further research, Peace, man. Much love and light. And thank you for being with me on this journey. Much love, family. Much, 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 much love.